One of the biggest questions I had at the end of Poppy Playtime Chapter 1 was, what happened to Huggy Wuggy? So Huggy Wuggy comes out and chases us into the vents, and we go through this crazy chase sequence, and ultimately we escape into the scaffolding room, and we crush Huggy Wuggy with a box. Now, way back then, when this first happened, a lot of people didn't know that Huggy Wuggy was actually bleeding when he got hit by the box. You can't really see it too well, but if you were to take the camera down below, there is blood on the pipes and other things that he hits as he tumbles into the void. And that raised a lot of questions. People were thinking, well, is this a living, breathing creature? Is it not just a stuffed toy? And now as we get deeper into Chapter 2, this stuff's becoming more obvious because the things around us aren't just toys, they are seemingly alive. But that question still remains. What happened to Huggy Wuggy as he tumbled down this giant shaft? And that's what makes Chapter 2 interesting, because I didn't realize it at the time, but we eventually make our way to the bottom of that shaft. After we obtain the first two pieces of the train code, we then go on to the longest part of the chapter. And in this section, we eventually make our way down to the water treatment area. This area was a bit confusing at first because you have to make these bridges spin around and then you have to go to these different parts. And at first I didn't realize I need to get a Bunzo Bunny toy to open the door to the right. So we head into this room that is basically an entire Bunzo Bunny production facility. You have these toys going everywhere, and you have this elevator that you can take up and down. And when I did this the first time, I got tons and tons of toys because I didn't realize I only needed one. So I loaded up on 20 toys, went down and opened the door, and then continued on to the next area. But there's a problem with this because it's actually this room that is very, very important. So this room is the bottom of that giant shaft. And if we take a second look through this giant, sprawling conveyor belt room, we will see both Huggy Wuggy's blue fur and also blood splattered across the pipes, on the wall, all around us. Now, this leads to a couple different thoughts. One, Huggy Wuggy did perish when they hit these pipes down here, and their body continued to fall. That is a possibility. Another possibility is they hit a pipe down here and they were gravely injured because you can tell because of all the blood and hair, but then they escaped back into the facility. And that's something that could happen too. There is blood and hair leading up to what looks like it could be a conveyor slot, so maybe he escaped into that little hole. It's unknown. And then there's also the final thing that could have happened was he was either injured or did die, and the prototype is what grabbed them from this location. That metal hand that takes Mommy Longlegs after she dies and drags her down a hallway, the same thing could have happened to Huggy Wuggy. This hand could have came out from the shadows, grabbed him, and then ultimately made Huggy Wuggy a part of itself. So it's quite possible Huggy Wuggy could still be alive, but it also makes me wonder about the different Huggy Wuggies we've already seen. As a side note, in one of the VHS tapes featuring the prototype, or Experiment 1006, it also mentions Huggy Wuggy as Experiment 1170. It's unsure if this is referring to all Huggy Wuggies or the main blue one we are familiar with. Now, I like to believe that the blue Huggy Wuggy that chases us in Chapter 1 is a different entity, and more important as a character than all the Huggy Wuggies we see in the Whack-A-Wuggy minigame. And I like to believe this because Kissy Missy seems to be an important character as well. Both of these Huggy Wuggies are similar in size, and if Kissy Missy is important enough to have them be a side character, I can see this other blue Huggy Wuggy being an important character as well, and hence why they were the solo focus of Chapter 1. So it makes you think, it really makes you think, what's going to happen with this character? Did they die? Did they escape? Or were they absorbed into the prototype? Let me know your thoughts and theories in the comments below. I'm curious about reading them. Subscribe for more Poppy Playtime, and I'll see you in my next Poppy Playtime video really, really soon. Cheers!